do the working
All the different
Yeah, you can actually check on
Oh, so you run over YouTube? Okay, not YouTube. Yeah, I can do that. Yeah, I think the quality will be higher than mine. Even if in the Ultra HD. So when once you go in, and then in the 30 link you post it.
in space so that we can so Sebastian.
Ukuthi ngifuna ukubona ngizaqala umuntu manje mayipublic manje sipublic
But you got the mail. So the guy loves so the guy is like, in your mind,
Okay, kinda. But nangigqoke ngegaladini.
When she was introduced in the meeting.
Hey.
Ikhona but igesi yakhona.
I think you can see the silicon.
So I can just share the
Better you than me, eh?
Did you enable the share?
You can see from my
We've got another one.
Does it allow?
It's been tested and we convert this.
It's the male to balance the middle.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Please allow me to greet, first of all, Dr. Maleka, the chairperson of the Council of the South African Nursing Council, the CEO of the CHE, the registrar and CEO of SANC, Prof. Njali, the staff and the members of council and staff of the SANC, directors and members of staff of the CHE. Good afternoon. Please allow me to welcome everybody to this ceremony. Those of us who are with me in the Directorate of the Management of the HEQSF, working closely with the Office of the CEO and the other directors, have anxiously been awaiting this significant day in the lives of both the CHE and the SANC, as we look forward to setting in place this memorandum of agreement that will that sets out a framework for how we're going to work together for good outcomes for the sector, the higher education sector in general, as well as society, and in particular, the health sector. So with those words, ladies and gentlemen, please, our visitors in particular, please, you're welcome to the CHE. Please feel at home. I can assure you that there are no dogs at the CHE. And I hope our deliberations today will be very collegial, and that going forward, it will set the tone for how we engage and work going forward. Thank you. Before we proceed, it would be very nice for us to get to know each other so that we are all able to engage. And before I call upon TK to lead in terms of introductions for the CHE colleagues, please allow me to introduce myself. My name is Phumzile Dlamini. I am the Director, Management of the HEQSF. Thank you. TK?
Thank you, Dr. Dlamini, as affectionately known as CISP. She has already introduced herself. And again, my name is Ndogozo Bemu, known as TK in the sector. My nickname is more common than my real name. I've learned to live with that. I'm the Communication and Stakeholder Relations Manager for the Council on Higher Education. I think I'll start with our CEO, there is Dr. Whitfield Green, and then I'll move to the next person sitting next to Dr. Dlamini, that is Ms. Sindisiwe Masiteng, and we have Unontutu Bele, and I'll skip and then go right at the back. We have Dr. Christabel Moyo, and we have Karina Olufsen, and okay, I intentionally selected those guys because they are from a directorate that has the longest name, so it's best if I say it once and I'm done. They are from the directorate called Management of the HEQSF. Thank you, colleagues. And oh yes, I almost forgot one person from the same directorate, Muipani. Muipani, hi. Accept my apologies. And right next to Muipani, we have Dr. Luyanda Mahaya, who's a senior manager in the National Standards and Reviews Directorate. And next to him, we have Mr. Amos, who's from the Research Monitoring and Advice Directorate. And right at the back, we have Dr. Rose Masha, as I would pronounce it in Zulu, Rose. And next to Dr. Masha, we have Kim, Dr. Kim, and we next to her, we have Ms. V, we call her Vuyo, who's the Director of Corporate Services. And I think that's it, if I didn't miss anyone on my side. Thank you, Program Chair.
May I have my program, please? Thank you very much for those introductions, TK. And may I ask you, Prof, to introduce the colleagues from the SANC.
Thank you very much, Dr. for the warm welcome, and TK for the introductions. A special good afternoon to you all, Mr. Green in particular, and our Chairperson of Council, Dr. Mlepo. So my task is to present the South African Nursing Council team. With me, we are led the delegation by our Chairperson of Council, Dr. Mlepo. She was the chairperson of the council whose term has just come to an end, and we have a new council now that started beginning of September. So she's also chairing the council. And with me, we also have Mr. Grobler, who is from Legal Affairs. He was heavily involved in the development of the MOA, and thank you very much for that. Then I have Miss Ngoni, Agnes Ngoni from Learner Affairs. She's the senior manager there and responsible for learner affairs and the registration of students and the registration of the nurses that have completed training. Then I also have Ms. Mzolo with me. She is from Provider Affairs and responsible for accreditation issues. And she has worked closely with Ms. Nomaro, who is unable to join us today, the Deputy Registrar. Then I have a team from Communications and Marketing that is led by Ms. Padide Mloy, but they are doing their work there not to be disturbed. So I'm looking forward to the exciting event. Thank you.
Thank you very much for those introductions. And I think now that we know who is amongst us, who we'll be talking to, we are ready to get on with the business of the day. But before we do that, I'm going to ask Ms. Masiteng, Cindy, to do some logistics. So I come from a village, and in the village, I'm Swati. We say when you're approaching a homestead, we are kulegela. You don't just show up at the door and start knocking because the dogs might rip you apart. So you announce yourself as you are approaching. And if the people welcome you, there's a number of things that they will do to make you feel welcome. So and because we're African, we carry this culture with us wherever we go. So Cindy, can I ask you to do the honors, please?
Thank you, Chair. I'd like to greet everybody, and I'd like to welcome Prof from SANC and colleagues from SANC. A warm welcome, and I'd like to welcome Dr. Green, our CEO, and CHE CEOs. I'm sorry, and CHE colleagues.
Oh, CEO.
Thank you, Dr. Lamini, for opening up and welcome. And I'm going to take you through the program. My task is very simple. We're going to proceed with the purpose of the ceremony by Dr. Lamini and remarks by our principals, Dr. Green and Prof. Mjali. And then we're going to proceed to signing of the MOA by Dr. Green. Dr. Lamini will take us through that. And then our principals will then sign the MOA with respective witnesses from both parties. A vote of thanks will be done by Mr. Pengu and Ms. Mbuni, and there will be a group photo. And then after that, we can then socialize and have some finger lunch or finger afternoon lunch, whatever. Thank you so much, SANC, and we would like to see more collaborations, more engagement, more cooperation. We've already started, so I'm looking forward to more engagement. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Cindy. There was one more thing that I was hoping that you would do as a part of that, especially because we are people who are responsible for looking out for our health. So one disclaimer, I'm an exception to the rule for different reasons, but this is an extremely health conscious environment. And the proof of that is the water on the tables and no sweets. So please help yourselves to some water. I was also hoping that Cindy would let you know where the facilities are should you need them. But as you step out here and to your right, that is where you find the facilities. Thank you very much. So why are we here today? And I can assure you I'm not going to take, I will just take 2 minutes. For the CHE, we see this occasion not just as a ceremony where we're signing a document, because it can't be that. We can have all the fanfare and sign the document and then let it gather dust. But this is not what we are about. We see this occasion as a very significant occasion. I did talk earlier about setting the tone for how the CHE, in its mandate, in exercising its mandate as the Quality Council for the higher education sector, will work together in mutually supportive ways with the South African Nursing Council in exercising its mandate for health education and training. We will remember that the CHE draws its mandate from the Higher Education Act on one hand, and also from the National Qualifications Act. And the NQF envisages a system, an integrated system, education system with the three frameworks. And at the cornerstone of the NQF are issues of transformation, issues of access, which are all critical. So we see this as a significant step towards actualizing this integrated system that is envisaged by the NQF. And that is how I would like all of us to embrace what is happening here today. I am not going to attempt, CEO, to try and talk more about the mandate of the CHE, because we have you amongst us who is better placed to do that. And I certainly will not even attempt to talk further about the mandate of the SANC, because we have the registrar amongst us to do just that. So mine was just to make sure that we all understand the significance of what is happening here today. And once again, I would like to thank the colleagues at the SANC for their collaboration and their support in this journey. From way back before I started in the directorate, as the groundwork was being done to prepare for today, leading up to where we are right now. So thank you very much. TK, I did, where's TK? I had an agreement with TK, CEO. He's my little brother. So he knows his first call is to be available when CSP calls. So TK, can I ask you to come and help me to take the principals through the signing process? And thank you.
Thank you, CSP. I think it's a fairly simple process. It's just attesting signatures, but it's a lot of pages. I think from each organization, we'll need about 3 people, 3 from SANC and 3 from CHE. Firstly, we'll have, I'm very much tempted to say Mom Church, but I'll address as Dr. Church.
It's Dr. Lepo, that's one.
Oh, sorry. Yes, ma. And you will be leading us with the signing. You will each sign, and then you will exchange. And then after you've done signing and initialing each and every page, and then the respective 2 delegates from SANC and CHE will come in to witness. And then after that, I think we'll be taking pictures as and when the signing is happening, and also when we're done signing everyone, including the witnesses, we'll have to pose for the exchange and taking of the photo. Thank you. Colleagues, can I have your attention? Whilst our colleagues are witnessing there, it's a bit of a tedious exercise because the MOA has quite a number of pages, and let me just proceed with the program. And also apologies again. There was a bit of a glitch in terms of the proceedings, in terms of how we're supposed to follow with the items. Again, Mom said, Prof said, apologies for that jumble, and in Nguniwa, as they say in Selenduna, Kondlo, Kevis, Aijishiel. I would like to call upon our principals to share a word on this momentous day as we enter into the MOA, which again emphasizing what Dr. Ndlamini says, that this is a ceremony that signals more partnership, more collaborations to come moving forward. With that said, I would like to call upon Prof. Mjali. Oh, it's Dr. Mlep.
Yeah, the program.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes, Dr. Mlep, my apologies.
I think you got it wrong. I think it is like that on the program.
Yes, over to you.
I don't think you got it wrong. Thank you, colleagues. We used to people signing documents because they are getting married. So they are signing a marriage license or certificate. And therefore we signing today, as we have seen, to start a new life. Let me take it back to the village and say, even the people in the villages know each other and they marry amongst themselves. But the signing doesn't mean they don't know each other. It just signifies, a phase in the life of people that bring more working relationship, that will have more output out of their working relationships. And therefore, by virtue of this, the signing of this memorandum of agreement from the SANC perspective, we view this as a very significant event, actually, but it's a very significant starting point. An event comes and then it ends there. But today, this event doesn't start here and ends today, because from today, the working relationship then starts. From today, then work happens. When you are still comfortable because you haven't signed, you have reasons to pass blame somewhere else. You have reasons to say it is not SANC, it is the CHE. The CHE has reasons to say, no, this one, the SANC must handle it before they bring it to us. But following today, it says then
then we're taking the blame together. We're taking the accolades together because we're working together, because we have parameters of working together. We look at what legislation demands of us to do. We had looked at through the signing that legislation indicates CHE to do. And we have brought those together and we have realized, yes, we can work together even within the very statutory mandates that are legislated. And therefore, this is very important today that we do that we set ground of working together even within statutory mandates that looks different. But we're looking at how we're going to make these health professionals more competent. How we're going to make these health professionals more safe for you and me. Because all of us here, somehow or other, we're going to pass through the hands of the health professionals. And if we have not set the grounding together from their very training, then we are going to be in trouble. Because we're going to complain about those health professionals. If we will have not put another eye to what the NEIs have put through, by the time it arrives here, then we will all be together in making sure that these competencies that we're looking at out of them does not actually serve the health system that we are in. The Nursing Council will be 8 years next year. 8 years next year. And today says to the 8 years, there are so many things that has happened. And therefore, as we are 8 years today, one of the accolades that we're celebrating in the 8 years next year is this grounding that we had set together. And we're taking this very, very, very important signing ceremony to all our stakeholders, to all the governance that governs the council, to say, this is what we have done. And therefore, as we count the milestones from 1944 of the Nursing Council to 2024, this has been so much important to us and appreciated it. Thank you very much.
Thank you again, Dr. Next person I would like to call upon is Dr. Whitfield Green, our CEO, to come and share a few words of wisdom with regards to this momentous occasion we have in.
Thank you very much, TK. And like TK, my more common name is Whitty rather than Whitfield. It feels strange to hear Whitfield. Most people know me Whitty even in the formal work sector. Let me just start by also endorsing the welcome that's already been articulated to SANC. Thank you very much for making the time. I think out of very busy diaries at the end of a year to get together with us around the signing ceremony. It's a very important occasion for the CHE. And particularly a warm welcome to Dr. Manepo, the chairperson, Prof. Charlie, the registrar and CEO, and the team of SANC. The CHE is only 25 years old. So we are juvenile in relation to the long SANC history. And if this is a marriage, then SANC can be accused of cradle snatching. But certainly, I think we have a lot to bring to the table, and we look forward to working with SANC and learning a lot from SANC over the next while. Thank you sincerely to SANC for working with us over the last year or so to develop this MOA. But more importantly, I think of all the professional bodies, all the councils in the country at present, I think we have established the strongest relationships with SANC and have actually worked together much more strongly, especially over the last 2 years. And I think we're starting to get into a way of working together that can address challenges and problems we encounter collectively. And that bodes well, I think, for the MOA going forward. Our priority and SANC's priority is to ensure quality higher education that ensures the development of graduates who can transform effectively into professional practice as beginner nurses, as midwives, and as specialist nurses. The Council on Higher Education is mandated by the Higher Education Act and by the NQF Act to be the oversight body and quality agency for quality assurance in higher education in the country. We recognize that this mandate is best executed in partnership with other key role players that have similar mandates. And so we do recognize the dual mandate of SANC in terms of the Nursing Act of 2005, which does empower SANC to exercise quality oversight over nursing education and nursing education institutions. These can be seen to be kind of contesting mandates or overlapping mandates. But I think through this MOA, we are not seeing it as such. We are actually seeing it as complementary mandates where the two organizations can work together to build quality in the system. So the priority for the CHE is accessible, high quality, higher education, as Dr. Dlamini has said. And this is also a priority for SANC, as the chairperson of council has said. So there's no reason for us to work in competition. There's no reason for us to work in isolation to each other, given that we have these joint mandates. And so through this collaboration, what we are actually seeking to do is to work together and then to present a united front to the higher education sector. In a sense, singing from the same page in the hymn book in relation to our work going forward, rather than portraying different positions on matters. And I think this MOA then allows us to do this. It provides us the platform to do it. It sets a way of working that allows discussion before we make decisions that impact on the sector and on each other's work. And we communicate jointly to the sector around how we take forward processes. Collaboration between SANC and CHE is not going to be new, and it's not going to only start as a result of this MOA. It has been in place over the last while already. We have found ways to proactively work together and to address common challenges. A perfect example was how we worked around the articulation of legacy nursing qualifications, and actually found a way of working with that, I think, to the satisfaction of the sector. Another example is the nursing quad and how that nursing quad has come together to help us to navigate challenges, including the blockages that you see in accreditation and registration processes. And I think we're now seeing a much more smoother flow through of nursing education qualifications and a more incorporation of the new institutions. Or the existing institutions, but as higher education offerings in the country. We really look forward to continue working on that. So the MOA puts in place a whole range of collaboration possibilities, deepening our collaboration around accreditation, collaboration around standards development. We do need to get qualification standards in place. SANC has professional standards, and SANC has used those professional standards to guide curricula in higher education. I think we need to formalize that to qualification standards for the degrees and the diplomas in nursing, including the advanced diplomas and the professional, the postgraduate diplomas. And those instruments, the qualification standards, then become standards that you can uniformly use to engage the sector. We look forward to undertaking joint quality assurance exercises in the sector. I think it's a waste of resources, a waste of time, a waste of energy if SANC is engaging institutions individually and CHE is engaging institutions individually. We could quite easily do that together and in collaboration. And then have a joint understanding of the outcomes of those engagements and have a joint way of working with those outcomes going forward. So we hope to collaborate with SANC around research and building knowledge about nursing education in higher education. Data, throughput data, the data around statistics in terms of nursing graduations, where are the needs are in terms of nursing specializations and so on, so that you can actually inform the sector in relation to this is what you need in terms of nursing qualifications. We'd like cross-participation in committees, working committees, when that is possible, if the work is of a joint nature. And we hope to communicate jointly to the sector going forward. So work around communication protocols and joint communications would really be important for us. The MOA does articulate all of this. And so I think the scene is set for a really great partnership. And we look forward to working well with SANC over the next years. Long may the marriage last. And may it be a happy one, because some marriages can be unhappy. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Green. I think with the last part of Dr. Green's speech, we can all conclusively say that CHE seems to be in a polygamous marriage, because not so long ago we've done about 4, so this is our 5th marriage. It's a she. Hey, let's shift our focus then. Thank you. Like I said, colleagues, that we've slightly adjusted the program, and not that much. And we now gonna go for a photo session as both our principals exchange the MOA, which has been signed. Are you ready, colleagues?
Sure.
Over to you. Okay, this is where now the ring, and so you can clap. Thank you. Thank you again. Next on item, I would like to call upon Ms. Mboni. We're slowly getting there, to give vote of thanks on behalf of SANC.
To the program director, Dr. Dlamini, Dr. Green, the CEO of CHE, Professor Mjali, the registrar and CEO of the South African Nursing Council, Dr. Molepo, the chairperson of the 17th South African Nursing Council. To colleagues, I greet you all this afternoon. So, in fact, I'm not going to talk. I'm an action person. So, when Dr. Dlamini started, she said that as an African, when people come to visit you, once they are seated, there are certain logistics that are done. Am I quoting you well? So, also as an African woman, when people have served you, they welcomed you, they did everything, there's always an appreciation for what they did for you. So that is exactly what I am going to do, because we've been welcomed, we were happy, we enjoyed the ceremony. Some of us are seeing it for the first time, so that was really amazing. But now, for the fact that when the South African Nursing Council came here, we underestimated the number of kids that we are going to find in that house. So we are surprised to find a full house. But anyway, what we have is just a token of appreciation, and then I will give it to Dr. Green, and then he knows whether he's going to give the first bonds or the last bonds or the middle. But whatever is inside is exciting. Dr. Green, to you, a token of appreciation from the South African Nursing Council on behalf of Prof. Mutale and our chair, Dr. Malebo.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Action lady.
Thank you, Mama Mgundi. I think I will have to be careful around you. Thank you again. And I think we, as Dr. Dlamini, Mrs. P did say that from a health perspective, we only have water, no sweets. You know, sometimes when you attend events like this on such a hot day, you get to be worried, what if I collapse and something happens? But I think we're in good space today. We don't need to call an ambulance. Thank you again, colleagues. Before I give vote of thanks on behalf of the Council on Higher Education, I would just like to highlight the second last item of the program. What we'll do with the help of the comms colleagues from SANC, we will sort of repurpose the space. This is where the group photo will take place, and so immediately after I give vote of thanks, we'll just slightly move things around. And I think I thought I had a fairly simple job, and unfortunately I don't come bearing gifts, Dr. Mlapo and Prof. Charlie, but I will come visit since we are now family. And I think that gifting aspect will take it as if it's a form of lobola. And in Zulu, and in Zulu culture, when they place a lobola of 15 cows as the groom, you don't give all of them. You give 14, so that even when you go to visit your mother-in-law has something to say, or a pickup line to say, you still owe me one. So whenever you see me in your corridors, you must say, hey, Ndogozo, you still owe me. And not only me, even Dr. Green. But with that said, colleagues, I stand before you with a gratitude and a sense of accomplishment as we have entered. I won't speak as if it's still going to be done. As we have entered in this memorandum of understanding between the two institutions, this collaboration marks a huge milestone between the institution and between the Council on Higher Education and the South African National Nursing Council. It shows that we have a shared vision as both institutions in pursuit of good higher education and also enhancing the nursing profession. But first and foremost, I would like to thank our principals, our leaders, for the vision and dedication and commitment that you have shown in terms of carrying both these institutions forward and in turn enhancing the higher education learning space and the profession, which in turn has a ripple effect on enhancing our communities, because that's a larger population which we are serving as a nation. And also acknowledging the teams that work tirelessly behind the scene in ensuring that today comes to a realization. We know that there's a whole lot of work that has been happening back and forth, ensuring that both interests of both parties are well taken care of, that we are all in agreement, and as we move along, we're all singing from the same hymn book. And I would like to also express gratitude to everyone who's here. By virtue of you being present here, it's a sign that you believe in this a momentous occasion that we're celebrating here, that each and every one of us in our respective functions and roles that we perform in fulfillment of each of the organization mandate, that we'll each grab what we need to do in order to fulfill the prescript of the MOA that we've signed here. And also let us remain inspired as we celebrate today moving forward, and that knowing that the bridge has been built and gates are open, now there needs to be movement in between those institutions, and also putting much more responsibility within the communications division of each of the institutions, because we are the conduit of communication. For SANC to know what CHE is doing, I, as a person who's entrusted with communication, need to ensure that every communication necessary is communicated, and also likewise with my counterparts from SANC. Whenever there's event, critical information, key policy decisions that are taken, do keep us informed. Likewise, from communiques that we issue that have to do with qualifications within the higher education, and also have a direct implication on the work of the SANC, I will gladly do so. I take it upon myself as a responsibility. And with that said, the celebrations may begin. Thank you, everyone. So now we'll be moving so that we take first it will be our leaders, and then we'll try to squeeze everyone, and yeah. Yes, we'll move it. You don't have to worry.
Space. Nose.